Garrett Blevins here with my mock meet from my third cycle now of the cube. This was a cube kingpin split. Body weight was 227 and my previous total was 1800. Here you see the last warm-up I had on squats. One of the main focuses I had for this day was depth. I think that that's really the only thing that would hold me out at nationals. I'm planning to compete in the USAPL Raw Nationals in Colorado in July. So depth is important. USAPL is strict on that, and I'm going to really focus on that in the next cycle. I think that rep of 625 was pretty good. I had my friend Josh Matos, you see him there in the background. He's competed USAPL before, and I asked him to come in and work out with me today, and he was willing to look at depth. He thought that all of these counted. This rep might have been just right where it needed to be. To me, it seems like it's possible that it might even have been a little high. I'm still okay with it, but I'm definitely going to focus this next 8 weeks, even if I don't get any stronger, just on depth. 405 was actually just a warm-up. I had planned 445 as my opener, and it went okay. It was a little slower than I would have liked, and I had in the last cycle, last mock meet, bench pressed 455. And so I tried to go just for a conservative 5-pound PR, just 2.5-pound plates on each side, but wasn't able to do it. I had a pec injury during this cycle, and I think that really held back my training. I'm really just thankful that I got 445, but that is 10 less than what I've done before. Deadlifts felt pretty decent today, not as fast as they felt before. In the last mock meet, I had a 675 that was clean, so I got a 5-pound PR over that. I then tried for a 15-pound PR over 700, which would probably not have counted in competition, but I thought I had this one in me, and pulled it really easy actually. I was surprised at that, so I made a big jump and decided to go for it and see what I was capable of. And so I put 745 on. All of these reps were done with about 8 minutes of rest in between. I think I'll probably get a little more than that in competition, but we'll see. I get this rep to lockout. I don't hold it up at the top very long just because I felt my right hamstrings really strained. I could have held it as long as I wanted to, but felt like it's better not to injure myself. But got it to lockout. Might have had to hold it longer to get it down, man. But all in all, good day. 45-pound PR. That puts me at 1845 for a mock meet. And so I'll have to see how things go from there. For those of you that are new to the channel or haven't seen any of my videos, I want to preface this with that I'm a pastor. I work with 5th and 6th graders right now with my wife at a church. I'm at seminary right now working on a master's degree, a Master of Arts in Divinity. And so I like to put in at the end of these videos a little bit about my personal faith and how that impacts my journey in powerlifting. Really, powerlifting for me serves a higher purpose of character formation as I learn to develop discipline and focus. It's not an end in itself. Being strong is great. It's always intrigued me. It's always been something I value, but being a strong person in every area of my life is more important to me than just being able to lift a lot of heavy stuff. And so with that said, I wanted to speak about true freedom. I've spoken a lot about power in the past, and freedom goes hand in hand with that. Really, the exercising of power as your right. If you have the right to do something, you have the power to do it. And there's a specific way in which Christians are supposed to exercise their rights and their freedom. Paul tells us in the second letter to the Corinthians that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty, there is freedom. But within that freedom, we are all being transformed into a single image, and that's the image of Christ. This transformation comes by means of the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is the one that actually is in us, transforming us as Christians. And this is a slow process, much like the slow process of getting stronger in powerlifting. But as we're transformed into the image of Christ. We have a part to play in that. It's a synergistic relationship where we are involved, but we're always being transformed to that same image. That image of Christ is the image of the cruciform one, the one who was killed by the Romans, who had power but chose not to use that power to his own ends. Instead of relying on others to serve him, he came and served others. This gives us an understanding, I think, of who God really is, that God, even as the Creator God, chose to make us. He could have chosen, I guess, just to be in His own godness and enjoy eternity outside of time with Himself, but instead decided to create, decided to invest in others. And I think that's important for me to remember as I think about freedom, that the freedom that we have and the strength and the power we have, we shouldn't be using it for ourselves. Instead, we should be thinking about how we can serve, as in my opinion, serve God. And whenever we serve God, we are redirected to those around us. God is concerned with His creation. He is concerned with His people. And as Christians and as those who are being formed into the image of Christ, we should be thinking about how we can use our freedom not to serve ourselves, but how we can use our freedom to serve others. So I think that's something I've got to work on in my own life, definitely, and I hope to become formed more into that image by the enabling of God, the Holy Spirit. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys. Like or leave a comment, subscribe, and hope you're doing well wherever you are. Blessings.